Good morning, Facebook family. Peace, blessings, and prosperity. So, today I am going to attempt to finish this mosaic table. So this morning I'm out here, and this is what it looks like in the light. So what I'm attempting to do today is just to clean up all these little places in here. Before I put the resin on, I'm going to try to clean all this stuff up and make it nice and neat. And then on the edges right here, I'm going to attempt to fill it in with some broken glass. So I'll show you. Once again, there's different types of resin that can be used, but just to recap, got the table from the trash. One man's trash, another woman's treasure. One woman's trash, another woman's treasure. I like that one better. Okay, because, anyway. It's an IKEA table. I spray painted it first, which was something I found I did not need to do. I did not need to spray paint it. So once I spray painted, I got the grout. G-R-O-U-T. I don't have any out here right now, but I got the grout. I laid the grout. If you guys remember on the video, I broke the glass inside of I broke it inside of one of the tarps. I took a tarp, wrapped it up in a tarp, took a hammer and broke the the glass. So once it was broken, I put it inside of a strainer, put the glass inside of the strainer, rinsed it off really carefully using my gloves. Having your handy dandy gloves is important. My sinuses is absolutely the worst. Okay, absolutely the worst. Anyway, after I finish cleaning off the glass in a strainer, I put on some nice thick gloves and I started picking out the pieces that I wanted to use. Now, one tip that I want to say is that if you decide to do a mosaic anything and you use grout, let me tell you, okay, you have to do the grout in small sections when you lay it down. For example, if I was to do a portion over here, I would just do a small portion. And the reason why I'm saying that is this is something that I didn't know. The grout dries fast. Okay? So once it starts to dry and gets hard, you're going to have a hard time putting in your pieces. Okay? So through experience, I learned do small sections at a time. Once you finish that section, lay down some more grout, put your mirrors in. Lay down some more grout, put your mirrors in. And I know this isn't the best tutorial because I really didn't know. Okay, like this video be messing me up, y'all. When I have to see myself, it messes my mind up. Anyway, so I'm at the, where was I? I get lost like this too. I'm at the end of the project. So the grout has been laid, the mirrors have been laid. I used a grout release, which made it super easy because it comes out like a thick gel, and you lay it over top of the pieces that you need clean from the grout, and it just comes right off. So I did that I put the grout release on the other day, and I used water to just get that stuff off. What I found, an error that I made, is I tried to remove the grout when it was hard from the mirrors, and I used things like this, steel and wool pads. But what happened is it caused the mirrors to become scratched. So I don't know if I can actually show you. Right here is a lot of scratches in here. a lot of scratches over here. So hopefully once I lay down the casting resin, and this is the casting resin, okay, you won't see the scratches. I don't know, but you know what? For my very first mosaic table, I'm going to give myself a B plus. Okay, that's how I'm going to rate myself B plus. I believe I did a great job. I believe this is why you have DIY people to go before us to do this kind of stuff, right? Because we make a lot of mistakes if we don't follow the pattern that people give us. Okay, so and following the pattern that people give us, that's something that I really want to talk about. I just don't want to just utilize this as a platform to just talk. I want to utilize it for opening conversations, gaining some thought about where we are as women, what direction we're going, and also to use this platform to begin to learn different techniques, learn different things, or to relearn. So, reconnect us to God, to ourselves, and back into the community will be threefold. It'll be connection to God. So in that connection to God, I'm going to bring spiritual principles, spiritual things that will build you spiritually, to build us spiritually. Because what I believe happened in our life is that we become disconnected from God because of life. So bringing them kind of spiritual principles is something that I believe is important, because life disconnects us from God. I mean, you're talking about pain and grief and depression and all these things. For me, incarceration, depression, all these things causes us to be disconnected from the power source. And I gave an example of Pico being a power source. Pico has the power to cut us off if we don't pay our dues or pay our bills. Well, I use that analogy not as if God would just cut us off, because that's not the God that we serve. But when we don't do what we're supposed to do, we can become disconnected. That's all of us. So, excuse me for the sniffing. So that part of reconnect is to reconnect first to God. Second, to reconnect to ourselves. Life, again, causes us to be disconnected from ourselves. What are we doing? Where are we going? How did we get here? Okay? So I would like to begin to examine some of the options and some of the things that are required for us to be reconnected to ourselves. Like, for example, I found that once I was in prison, I found that reading James Patterson books worked great for me. Okay? Outside of prison, I was too busy moving around. I was too busy doing stuff to really understand what was working for me, what was good for me, what did Wanda enjoy. Okay? Wanda raised 6 kids. Wanda was responsible to make sure those 6 kids had housing, they had food, they had spiritual nourishment, they had some moral training. Like, there were so many things that I wasn't even equipped to do. Okay? Was not equipped to be a single mother with 6 very small children, 3 of them in diapers at one time. So my coping skills worked for that moment, but they brought about a destructive lifestyle. Okay? So we're talking about reconnecting to God. Life got us disconnected. Problems, heartache, pain, it caused us to become disconnected, because then when pain and hurt came, we looked to God and said, well, where are you? What are you doing about all this? And somewhere inside, I believe we become disconnected. Disconnected to self. Life, you know, happens, and we don't know who we are anymore. We look back, and 20 years has passed, 10 years has passed, and we're saying, what the hell? Like, who am I? Okay? So reconnect to self and reconnect back into the community. For me, I believe I took so much from the community that there are a wealth of people that can learn from my experience if I learn. They can't learn from me if I haven't learned. I can't, like, that's like the blind leading the blind. Like, I can't go and say to somebody, hey, let me help you stop stealing. But I'm stealing. Let me help you with this, but I'm still in it. So I believe that there's so many people out here that can learn from our experience. And learning from someone's experience comes if you really want to stop, or if you really want to learn, because not everybody that says they want help. Like, I remember there was a quick story about a man that was in the ocean and he was drowning, and he called and he said, God, I need help. Oh, help me. God sent a boat. Right? He said, nope, I can't get on your boat. I'm waiting for God to help me. God sent a helicopter. Dude said, oh no, I can't get on that helicopter because I'm waiting for God to help me. And God sent something else. I don't remember what it was. But anyway, the long story short is he died. Okay? He drowned. And he got to heaven and said, wait, God, yo, I called for you to help me. And God said, I sent you help. I sent you a boat. I sent you a helicopter, and I sent you something else. But you refused the help I sent. So I look at that in my life, and I say, well, Wanda, how many times did God send somebody to help you? But the help that God sent didn't fit what you believed your help's supposed to look like in your own head. So you looked at the help and said, nah, thank you, but no thank you. I think about that. You know, how God is not a man. Like, he doesn't do the same things that we do. He doesn't. His ways are higher. His thoughts are higher than ours. So whenever I begin to think that I'm thinking something right, and it happens a lot. Like, I be thinking that I'm thinking something right. I need to re-examine them thoughts and line them up with the Word of God. But anyway, back to the community. Oh, look at that. It's something in my hair. Anyway, back to community. There are people right now that are waiting for you. That need help. And you're the person that God wants to send. But you just don't want to go, or you don't feel like you have anything to offer people. Damn. I just wish I can just convey all my insecurities and all my failures that come before me, right? And I say, I don't have anything to offer anybody. And I hear this small voice say to me, you're absolutely right, Wanda. In your weakness, I'm strong. You don't have anything, but I have everything. And if you allow me to use you, just maybe one person might hear my voice. So as I sit out here and I think about all the mess that I've been through, all the damages that I had, all the absolute chaos that I caused, I say, God, if you can use me to help one woman not to go down my path, use me. But guess where she is? She's in the community. She's in the community. She might not be in your house. She might not be in your church. She might be your neighbor, or the lady in the grocery store, or the one that you see at the bus stop every day struggling with them babies. Yep. To be reconnected to the community. That's the vision that God gave me. And hopefully together we can be reconnected to us. Through God, ourselves and back out into the community. Peace and blessings. Bye, family.